Hello, welcome. I'm Paul Scheele for Learning Strategies, and I'm delighted to be with you here for the Abundance for Life Open House. I'd like to take you on a bit of a tour of this profound program. When I developed it, I had taken 30 years of my focus on human development technologies and put together what I considered the creme de la creme, the very best of everything that I had studied. Now, I had been a member of every major society and association. I had taken every program that came through. I was on the front line, an early adopter of just about every cool human development technology that was available. And this goes back to my work way back in the early 1970s. So when I put together this program, it was intended to be something that would help overcome the blocks and barriers that you face. You see, all of us have dreams. You have goals. And the goals that you truly desire in life, but year after year don't achieve, there's a reason for it. And if we simply ask, why can't I seem to break through and get what I want? That's the wrong question. It's really not going to lead us to where we want to go. Now, this program isn't therapy. It's not looking at all of the woundedness and brokenness and negative behaviors that you may have engaged in the past. It starts you where you are right now and moves you forward, releasing any excess baggage that you may have been carrying around, emotional, mental, physical, relationships, money, success, career, you name it. Any of the mistakes, failures, problems that you may have faced in the past, the lovely thing is that they're over. And today is a day where you can make a choice to move forward toward what it is that your heart truly desires. So you could begin living wholeheartedly into the realization of the goals that are important to you. Now, I started my journey in human development out of a sense of my own limitation, my own woundedness, if you will, my inability to have what it is I sincerely desired to have in my life. So when I put together this program, this is a result of 30 years of realizing what it is that really helped to be most elegant, simple, effective in moving me forward to getting where I wanted to go. So when I put this program together, it was really what I would consider my magnum opus. It was my best compilation of the very best procedures. And it was also a collaborative effort with colleagues that I really admired and worked closely with for many years. So the program, just to give you an overview, is designed in 4 key parts. There is a Prelude Pack, which gives you a sense of, okay, what is this philosophy all about? What are the key principles and practices that we're going to be looking at? And get in touch with what we like to refer to as the inner mind or the non-conscious mind. Some people call it the subconscious or the unconscious mind. I call it the other than conscious. It's whatever is in your mind that is outside of your conscious focal awareness. And so this begins the communication with that vast resource and power that's within you. Then there is the main course. That consists of a number of key principles that lets you establish the goals, the choices that you're interested in making, begin a manifestation process to bring about any goal that you choose to set your mind on, to break through any limitations that may have held you in the past, and to get you to where you want to go unerringly, day by day, step by step, in the direction of what you value most. It not only is about how you talk with yourself and establish a communication with your non-conscious, but also how you then interact with the world in order to bring about all the resources you may need from the external world, people, the places, the money, the opportunities that would be required to get you to the next step in your personal goal achievement and evolution. The next part of the program is what I refer to as the Accelerator Program. And it's the idea that with all of these techniques and principles and practices operating in your life, what can you now do to accelerate the realization of what it is you're choosing to achieve? And what's fun about this is it goes into some very ancient wisdom about the energy centers within us. There's 7 energy centers, 6 of which have what are called polarities, positive and negative forces that can stop you. And when you learn to balance those energies, it's smooth sailing ahead. You can actually break through any situation or circumstance that may be holding you back in any psychological domain in which that situation may be operating. It's really cool. It's a great way to accelerate your progress. And the final part of the program is a set of interviews where either I or a colleague of mine interview the key contributors to this program. Those people whose life's work has been dedicated to helping people break through to their success that I resonated with, that I use in my work, and they very graciously agreed not only to let me share some of their key concepts, but then also be interviewed so that you get the background, the insight. The very last interview is with a personal mentor of mine named Arnold Patton. Wrote a bunch of books in his lifetime. And I first encountered him back in the early 1980s. So for me to be able, much later in my life, to work with him and discover how to break through limitations, to grow my business, to grow my financial success, and to grow my well-being and impact in the world was absolutely a delight to be able to share with you. And you get to hear it in his own words as well. Now, if you can, it's great if you could start with the Prelude Pack. But you know, the way that I've designed this program is it's designed to start wherever you can. And if you want, go ahead and start with the main course. The main course has essentially 7 key ideas that are a part of this program. And there is, in addition to the 7 major parts, there are what are called paraliminals that go along with it. In fact, in the overall program, there are several paraliminal recordings that work with your whole brain to make a direct impact on your inner mind. So you don't have to feel like you've got to effort with this or really work and do a lot of homework and exercises and so on. You can let your inner mind guide much of this process. Now, if you have the luxury to start with the Prelude Pack, I'd just like to say that I'm especially proud of the 4 recordings on this. The first 2 recordings set the background of the practices and principles of what the program is about. It's the philosophical underpinnings of all of this. And it includes my personal journey to understanding and being able to share these concepts with millions of people worldwide through my seminars, through my books, through my recordings, and through my coaching one-on-one with people. Now, one of the things that we included in this is a technology called the fast finish. So we can take an hour-long lecture and have you be able to listen to it with compressed speech in a matter of 20 minutes. And what that allows you to do is take in the whole program at an inner level of mind, rather than feeling like you've got to do this step by step, one word at a time, and take careful notes and make sure you don't miss anything. No. We want you to be able to get it consciously, but we also want your non-conscious mind to engage these principles and have them come forward for you automatically and spontaneously whenever you might want or need them. And included in the Prelude Pack are 4 of the most powerful mind development technologies that I have found for focusing the mind and establishing a clear communication with this vast inner resource. We say that conscious mind's database is outweighed by the database of the non-conscious mind by 10 billion to 1. And if you had access to all of the wisdom, the brilliance, the creativity, the problem-solving capability, what you would be able to recognize is that your conscious mind sets a goal, but it's your non-conscious mind that finds the best ways and means to achieve the goal. And so getting in contact with that inner resource and being able to have an ongoing communication with it is the most important and valuable resource that you have on a daily basis. Because your non-conscious mind is working for you 24/7. It's always here for you. It works at night when you're sleeping, and your dream state is actually a way in which your non-conscious mind can communicate back to you some of the key ideas that may help you break through in your waking state. So the Prelude Pack is super good. And again, you can listen to it with the fast finish. One of the best ways to listen, I believe, to any home study program is to just go through the whole program. Just listen to it. Put it on when you're walking. Put it on while you're in a car. Go ahead and listen to the entire program. Don't do a single exercise. Don't worry about taking any notes. Then your non-conscious mind can show you how easy it is to integrate everything that's within the program. So then you go back and you do the various exercises, you do the closed eye processes where you relax, you go within, you see these pictures or you feel these feelings or you say these words to your inner mind, just to recognize that each one of these practices are available for you whenever you want or need them. Now, this is a program, I do want to say, that's going to serve you for all the rest of your life. This is a great program to do on an annual basis. During the holiday season is a great time because not only are you going to get in the groove and the energy that is available to you for summing up the previous year and planning for the next year, but it reestablishes, reinvigorates, revitalizes your commitment to achieving what matters most to you. And I know people who've listened to this annually for years. And I had an interview with one person. He says, Paul, I've probably listened to the Abundance for Life program 12, 13, 14 times. And I put on one of the recordings the other day and I thought, wait a minute. Did Learning Strategies change this recording in their digital library without letting me know? I have never heard Paul Scheele say those words before every time I've listened to it. So it's the kind of program that will continue to expand and serve you because where you are at this present moment is different than you were a year ago and a different place than you will be a year from now. And so you're ready to hear different things at different times. A colleague of mine from Mexico is a coach and a business owner, and she was struggling in a lot of ways, doing her best, but never really breaking through. She had a difficult marriage she was in. She had a couple of teenage daughters. She had a business that was struggling. She got this course and it was such a breakthrough for her. She established a better relationship, has a great relationship with her daughters, grew her business, achieved her financial goals, became a published author, did a home study course in Spanish. And I mean, her life completely changed. And she decided to go back to the program and listen to it again. She realized, what if I did this with a group of some of my favorite clients? So she called me up. She said, Paul, would it be okay if I had a number of my clients go through this program with me? And I said, you know, we really would love to have 5,000 people doing exactly what you're talking about all around the world, gathering groups of people and going through the program. But we do ask this one thing: have everybody own the program so that they have their own copy. Do not reproduce it. Make it available to them, but then use it as a study group, a community of practice, a community of learners going through the program together. It was so successful for those first 10 people that she did it again the next year. And she had 50 people in the program. The next year she had 100 people in the program. I mean, it was such a breakthrough for her to just go back through it each year and to have a growing community of people realizing their dreams and talking about the breakthroughs and their declarations of what they're choosing to create and all the changes that were taking place in her life. Obviously, everybody was getting reinforced by everyone's success in the program. So if you can, when you go through this program, it's great if you could have a colleague that would go through it with you, family member, close friends, associates, or a community of learners going through it together. And after the Prelude Pack, we've got the main course. Then what we have is the Accelerator Program. And finally, we've got the interviews. And there's so much rich information in each one of these components of the program. I want to just highlight a couple of key pieces. The title of the program is called Trance-Breaking Wealth Making. And the reason it's called Abundance for Life, Trance-Breaking Wealth Making, is because abundance is our natural state. There is a diagram in the manual that helps to understand the development of this program around several key ideas. There's the idea of truth, love, and simplicity. Truth in the way we work our minds, simplicity in the way we work our behaviors, and love in the way we experience our emotions and our relationships. Then we also have love, forgiveness, and kindness as a way of interacting with the world. And when we bring all of those concepts together with practices that allow us to realize what's most important for us, our dream life, we experience our world as it's truly meant to be. Literally infinite abundance, with prosperity being our access to that abundance, being our natural state. So we have prosperous relationships, prosperous businesses, prosperous family, prosperous health, abundant well-being and energy, abundance wherever we look, abundance in our ability to make a contribution to the world, and any resource that we need to let go of any negative energy, any health challenges, any relationship problems, to be able to move forward step by step on a daily basis, and to realize that all that power is in your hands. That's abundance for life. If you're not experiencing abundance, if you're not experiencing wealth, prosperity in every area of your life, you might ask, well, why? And there's one simple reason. We're in a self-limiting trance, a trance that's induced by the culture that raised us. It might have been our family system. It might be the culture that your society is. It might be your educational institutions, your religious institutions. And what we have done is we've accepted the mental model of that sphere of influence from our very first breath in the world. We get to a place where we realize that we're victims of the world we see. The world is a scary place. There's limitation, there's poverty, and there's violence, there's war, there's all kinds of problems. And all we can do is really hope it doesn't fall on us, or we recognize that's just a trance that is being perpetuated. And what would happen if we broke that trance? Realize that death has no power. Realize that abundance is our natural state, that love is our natural state, gratitude, joy, peace, happiness, contentment. All of that is our natural state. And on a daily basis, we can open our eyes and begin the day realizing that abundance every day of our lives. And don't you think if you realized that your natural state is gratitude and joy, happiness, peace, contentment, don't you think that every goal you set and every action you take would be made easier as a result of that state, those states of emotion, those perspectives of mind, those capacities for action? Absolutely they are. And so the real abundance to be lived into in your life is within your grasp, with every breath you breathe, with every beat of your heart. All of that is with you right now. You might not know it because you may be in those trances, so we want to break those trances, realize the profound nature of who you really are, consciously, non-consciously. What I like to say is that this program is built on neurocognitive and psychospiritual principles. So the neurocognitive is the brain and our thinking. And psycho-spiritual has to do with our personality, our psychology, and our spiritual essence that's here in the world to bring our true gifts and talents in service to others, and realizing the wealth that the universe has to abundantly bestow upon us as a natural part of our living and flow in the world. So that program, taken in totality, is quite a magnificent journey, and one that you could happily repeat and enjoy for all the rest of your life. I hope you enjoyed this open house. I have personally led a lot of small groups through the Abundance for Life program, and there are some very fun ways to share this with others. I hope that you'll enjoy the benefits of the program, share it with people that you love most, and create a learning community that could help raise everyone. You know, when the tide comes in, all boats are raised up together. So enjoy the abundance throughout this year. Every single day of your life is a way to start anew. Peace and blessings.